Only Pega offers the powerful BPM differentiator of directly executable business requirements. Today, when a business needs to build an application, whether driven by competitive pressures, regulations, or just a great idea, they write a requirements document because they know this is their one shot to impact the application they will be using for the foreseeable future, and because they are trying to envision capabilities that may be very different from how they work today. The business people inevitably request more than they really need. Even worse, the requirements document they ship off to IT is static and provides no way for people to really understand or visualize how the resulting system will actually work. Since the IT staff aren't experts in the business's goals, and the business people aren't experts in technology, there are ample opportunities for misunderstandings about what the requirements really are. So there are tense conversations as the requirements document goes through multiple revisions until finally IT writes a design spec for what is actually going to be built. They ship it back to the business, and eventually the business agrees and they sign off in blood. At this point, the design spec goes to some other people in IT who begin to program in code, which is a syntactical representation that looks absolutely nothing like the requirements the business people actually started with. IT iterates on this code for a while until finally they have something ready to test. So they throw it back to the business for user acceptance testing. By now, anywhere from 6 to 18 months have passed, and those original requirements, driven by a company's evolving business, have changed. And they've been through so many levels of interpretation that what's finally delivered isn't what the business wanted to begin with, and certainly isn't what they want now. So, UAT becomes an OMG moment, and the business people are forced to enter the dreaded change request. This current way of designing applications turns one of the absolute truths in business, change, into something that's dangerous to any project's success. This implementation process is primitive, unresponsive, and expensive, and largely unchanged from the way systems were built 30 years ago. It is broken at its core because there is so much distance between how the business people document what they want and the way the technical people implement the system. The layers and handoffs lead to error, confusion, and cost. And since the original requirements documents don't match the system as delivered, the lack of accurate documentation impedes the ability of the business to make future changes. We believe there's a better way to do this. Pega's directly executable business requirements starts with a database repository that allows a business person to use familiar tools like Visio-based process diagrams and Excel spreadsheets to directly capture their objectives into the repository. It ensures that once they capture those objectives into the repository, they are immediately executable so that the business can see exactly how the process flow will look and how the business decisions will react. IT staff can collaborate with the business and define technical aspects of the system through easy-to-use interactive forms. They can capture things like interface points, security, and data models into that repository using the same framework as the business used, so that there is no disagreement and no misunderstanding. Business and IT can truly collaborate and focus on driving business excellence. Pega then generates the application and the requirements documentation directly from the decisions and processes in the repository, so that at the end of the day, the business people get exactly what they want and exactly what they expect, in a time frame that looks more like 9 to 12 weeks. And the implementations are built to maximize reuse inside and between applications. This also allows both business and IT to embrace the fact that change is inevitable, and that a technology that enables them to build for change will deliver better applications that better meet the requirements in the timeframes they need. Only Pega can give you directly executable business requirements to achieve this level of agility.